Columbus took down the Rangers 5-3 in their second game. Could we just pretend that this was the Blue Jackets opening game and not whatever we saw against Philadelphia was? I mean, the lineup did make a lot more sense as Kent Johnson, Liam Foudy, Matthew Olivier, David Jiricek, and Adam Boqvist all drew in. They didn't really seem to miss Jack Roslovic, Emil Bemstrom, or Andrew Peeke all that much. Also, Eric Robinson, you had him put on waivers to make room for Olivier, so we'll be finding out if he cleared or if he has a new home in the NHL at 2 p.m. tomorrow. The first period was a parade of disallowed goals, although early on it looked like it might have just been a parade of New York Rangers goals, as 50 seconds in, an innocuous centering pass went off of Foudy's skate into the net. 1-0 Rangers. Definitely a deflating goal for a Blue Jackets team that was definitely trying to shake off the gross feeling that was last game, and then you give up that kind of goal 50 seconds into the game. Not exactly good. That doesn't exactly get the blood pumping if you're a Blue Jackets fan, and I'm sure if you're a Blue Jackets player or coach down there on the ice. And a potential 2-0 goal was scored as well before that was challenged for offsides, and it was confirmed to be the case. Boone Jenner then getting the equalizer in close, and then the Rangers and the Blue Jackets traded goals getting called back. The Rangers offsides again, and then a Blue Jackets shot from Laine looked like it had trickled past Shesterkin into the net, but I believe it was Trouba who had saved it at the last second just before the puck crossed all the way past that red line. So then the Blue Jackets power play getting a goal after it looked just abysmal against the Flyers. Boone's second goal at net front, scoring goals in close just the way that Boone Jenner does. So the Blue Jackets go into the first intermission up by 1. The Jackets do manage to keep the Rangers off of the scoreboard in the second period. Elvis playing well, the defense seeming to do a bit better than the past couple of years in this whatever that new structure that Pascal Vincent has been talking about is. Boone Jenner would complete a hat trick on another deflection goal. This is the Boone Jenneriest hat trick I could ever think of. His second in the NHL. Congratulations to him. First star. He deserves it. Really good effort by Jake Bean to keep it in earlier in that play. A really pleasant surprise for me early on so far in these two games has been Jake Bean. Was actually one of the positive things I took from the opening game. Then you have David Jiricek getting his first NHL goal in his season debut shortly after. It is hard to imagine that the Blue Jackets are going to end up sending Jiricek back to the AHL when Zach Werenski gets healthy. I'm not sure what they're going to do with the defenseman, if they're going to be able to make a trade or if they have to put somebody on waivers like they did with Eric Robinson. But I think David Jiricek is in the NHL to stay, but we'll see how that goes. Who knows? Then we found out after the second period that Elvis would be done for the night. At first, you think maybe he suffered a bit of an injury late in the second period, which would be a bit concerning, especially given Elvis's injury history. However, it was revealed eventually that he is just sick, dealing with an illness, making his efforts tonight just a little bit more impressive to know that, yeah, he had a pretty solid 2 periods, all while not feeling great. But the bad news is that, Spencer Martin is coming in cold. He's coming off of a pretty rough season as well. And the Rangers started to dominate zone time in the third period. But Spencer Martin, steady when he needed to be. The defense did do a good enough job of preventing unstoppable chances early on until it was Cooley for the Rangers scoring to cut the deficit to 2. His first NHL goal as well. Maybe this is just a fan thing for me, and like remembering negatives, but I just feel like a lot of players score their first NHL goal against the Blue Jackets. It just seems to happen every once in a while. And it's like, oh, another first against the Jackets. What do you know? It was just a nice shot that beat Spencer Martin up high. Good for him to get his first, I guess. New York continuing to have momentum until Kent Johnson sprung a 2-on-0 for Cole Sillinger and Justin Danforth. Sillinger would find Danforth across the crease to make it 5-2. Essentially iced the game. The Rangers did get a consolation goal late, but kind of the definition of an oh-well goal. It was a 6-on-4 with the Jackets taking a penalty and the Rangers emptying their net. The Blue Jackets overall throughout the game played with a much better pace. Wasn't a perfect game. That third period was pretty much all New York Rangers with the exception of that breakaway goal from the Jackets. Not the best way to close out a game. You definitely want to clean that up if you're the Blue Jackets, but you did escape with the 2 points. Elvis, another solid outing before having to leave early. And, the team might have a shot of hanging around the playoff picture if he's going to show this kind of improvement. If he's going to be keeping the Jackets in games or making sure that teams don't make crazy comebacks like we saw last season. That's definitely going to go a long way as the NHL year progresses. Texier hasn't really seemed to miss a beat coming back from Europe. He looks dangerous at times out there on the ice. Kirill Marchenko is an assist machine all of a sudden. He has 3 assists in 2 games. He had 4 assists all of last season. The defense seems to be playing a lot more structured. I still think they are just a little bit too quick to get a little jumpy. It seems like if there's things that go wrong, they might kind of start to panic a little bit, but I'm hoping that's just some early season things and they get better with chemistry and know where each other's going to be on the ice. The defensemen and the forwards, they can communicate and get to know each other a little bit better as far as how they play on the ice. I do like the idea of Fantilli on the top line, although I would prefer he plays center, but I'm going to hold off until later in the season to really start worrying about development as things are still very early on. It's pretty common for young players, even if they are highly anticipated prospects, to get some time on the wing when they come into the NHL. But with as hyped as Fantilli is, I would like to see him just kind of stick to center. But again, if Pascal Vincent and the Blue Jackets coaching staff, if they feel like it's better to get Fantilli top line minutes and get that chemistry with Laine going, then I do think that would eventually, if he moves to center and he gets some ice time at wing early in the season, it wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. But that's going to do it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you didn't make it this far into it, let me know what you thought about this game and how the Blue Jackets could look early on in this early season down in the comments below. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed and you'd like to see more like it. And once again, thank you for watching, and I'll see you at the next one.